factory was having their 1-year anniversary party, and I was told by a friend, because I was looking for jobs, he said you should just go there and maybe they have jobs because they're starting out. And I thought, well, that's a silly idea, I don't think that'll work. And I went to Paris that weekend, and I worked for a company I didn't like that much, and then a year later I got that opportunity with their HR, and I found out once I actually started that at that 1-year anniversary they hired so many people, so if I'd actually gone, things would have worked out. And fortunately, like really fortunately, I was living with the HR manager. I mean, I still needed to apply, I needed to do a test day. I brought an illustration of mine because I illustrate, and I knew the person interviewing me also illustrated, so I really tried to hustle it a little bit, but definitely hustling, for lack of a better word, or actually getting on the ground in front of faces is absolutely the best way. Yeah. To be honest, the application process it needs to be updated massively. Most companies aren't equipped to actually filter and manage applications properly. Most people aren't maybe great at applications, but in a conversation you can really say everything you need to say, and very often you won't even get to a conversation just with an application. So I remember when I was, it's maybe a little bit like dating. When you're dating, you're going out a lot more because you want to meet people, or when you're single. When I was job seeking, I was going out all the time to different meetups, startup events. Like, there's so many startup events in Berlin, you can keep every night of the week very busy and meet the people who might have a job for you. So getting out for sure. I can only speak from inside of my small bubble, but I think Berlin has a very competitive job market at the moment, but the jobs are always still out there, and it's going to sound really cliche, but it's about standing out. And the reason why it's cliche is because it's said so often, and it's said so often because it's very true. I'm also quite a social animal, and I'm out many nights of the week. I keep a pretty broad network, even though I have close friends, and I'm involved in also doing art as a freelancing job. I volunteer at festivals in the summer, and so all of these little outlets help huge. They're all other networks that you're tapping into, and so Factory came through one of these networks. There's also another cliche, which is that people might say that you're very lucky, and it's also true that the harder you work, the luckier you get. The more you get out there, the luckier you're going to get. I was totally lucky to live with the HR manager, but I met that HR manager in the first place through one of my networks. You have to genuinely be interested in wanting to have a network. If you would rather be shut into your apartment most nights of the week, I think it's tough. But yeah, a lot of coffee and a lot of helping other people, even when you're not sure how it might help you. If you, like yesterday, I grabbed coffee with a member for an hour to talk with him about this intersection he's at with his jobs, because I wanted to help him and because I like him. And those kinds of small interactions also very often lead to something. It's not why I do them foremost, but putting yourself out there, helping other people when they ask you, it's also what I see at Factory. The members who are the most generous are also the members who give back the most. Another true cliche, yeah. I definitely have a bias. I think every curator has a bias, which is...
Do you think it's bad or good?
No, I think it's a tool. If you had no bias, you wouldn't be a curator. But it's only one. The important thing is that it's only one part of the equation. So the other part of the equation is Factory's visual identity, and what I think might fit in Factory, or what I think is nice, might not always fit into Factory. And then also for the members. So there's a few parties. There's me, there's Factory, the members, and it's important to consider all of these interactions, because maybe some art isn't accessible to as many people because it's maybe very modern or abstract, whatever. And so having a art with a broad appeal is important. And very often I try to tap into my networks, so I also don't have to do all of the curating. A receptionist. We have several receptionists, so maybe Oscar, because he is the head receptionist at Görlitzer Park. I would ask him what quality he values most in the members that he interacts with, because he has to deal with many different types of people, sometimes some negative interactions, mostly positive, but I know that there's members who make the lives of our receptionists super easy, and vice versa, and some who make it a little bit difficult, and so it would be interesting to hear from him.